Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to paint cute little butterflies. Let's have a quick look at the art supplies. We are using 300 GSM watercolor paper, watercolor tubes, synthetic brown brushes. You can use pony hair or other animal hair brushes if you like. Some water to clean the brushes and paper towel to blot excess water from the brush. Let's start by sketching out a few butterflies using pencil. I'm trying to get the basic outlines here into which we are going to paint. We can work out details and intricate patterns on the wings later once we have laid down some colors. We can try experimenting with different shapes for every butterfly. Draw some of them with tails, some of them facing sideways, some of them moving upwards. Basically, whatever you like. All we need to do here is to let our imagination take shape and have some fun. Now that's nearly done. Let's jump straight into the fun part. We are just going to throw some pigments here onto the paper, and as you will see, we will let the water do all the magic of mixing. You will see me moving between the butterflies while painting. What I'm trying to do is just let one part of the wing dry before I do the next bit. I'm doing this so that the colors don't bleed into the spot where I don't want it to. I'm using both wet on wet and wet on dry techniques here. This could be a fun practice session to get a hang of how the colors behave when we use different techniques. As you can see, I'm using water to wet the area to be painted. On this, we are going to drop the pigments and watch the colors mix. We can keep adding pigments onto the paper while it is still wet and watch how beautifully the colors spread across the page. If we want to paint distinct areas, we want to definitely make sure that the paper is dry. We will let this dry and go back to the first butterfly. I'm using crimson red, and to get the color gradient, we are just using water to dilute the pigment. In watercolors, we just dilute the color using water to get a lighter shade rather than mixing white. Let's jump back to the second butterfly. I will leave a small area unpainted in this. Once the paint is dry, we will come back and add some red, as we don't want this to mix with the yellow. Wet on wet technique again. We will use Persian blue for this one. As you can see, I'm adding more pigment on the regions where we want it to be darker. Time to paint the single-winged butterfly. We will be using sap green and chrome yellow. It is so relaxing to see the colors mix into each other. We are using dry on wet technique here. As you will see, we are applying the paint directly onto dry paper. We can use a clean brush with only water to drag and dilute the color directly on the paper, and then add more pigments as needed on the now wet paper. For the purple butterfly, I have mixed Persian blue and crimson red, again using dry on wet technique here. For the bottom wing, I feel like adding more red to get a reddish-purple color. You will notice that I have not allowed the upper wings to dry before painting the lower ones. To avoid the colors mixing into each other, as you can see, I have left a very tiny white space between the two. But we need to be very careful while using this technique. Now, while the upper wings are still wet, I want to add a few specks of the reddish purple onto it and see what it does. Yellow is now completely dry. I'm going to go in with some crimson red to create sort of a border to the lower wing and also add some pattern on it. I am using the same brush to add some pattern on the first butterfly as well. Final touches on the green butterfly. We are painting the other side of the butterfly wing that is only partially visible. Once the paints are completely dry, we will be adding some details like the body of the butterfly, the antennae, and some designs on the wings. I'm using a black liner today. We may use watercolor brush pens or apply watercolor paints using a smaller sized pointed brush. We can really see the butterflies coming to life now. We are now drawing some patterns and finer details on the butterfly wings. Let's slow it down and take a closer look. Similarly, we will complete all the butterflies. We really want to make sure that the paper is completely dry before drawing. Once again, we will be making use of our imagination, of course inspired by nature. We can use the black liner to add a few lines. I'm using the same pen to add shading to the butterfly wings. Please let me know your feedback in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and know which one is your favorite butterfly. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon in yet another interesting YouTube video.